Hello everyone. You may remember my previous Shogi stream where I struggled to beat the level 2 computer on myshogi.org. Well, I finally succeeded at beating it, and I want to show you how I did it. I have to show you this, guys. I want to step through and explain exactly what happened in this game. This was a very, very strange game here. So, first of all, though, I want to do a little bit of a music video like I do my music videos. I like to play some music and then I like to step through it really quick to make a TikTok and Instagram reel. So, here's what we're going to do. Okay, I had to unmute my mic. I had to do a victory dance. I totally had to do a victory dance there because this is a very special occasion. This is just an extremely special occasion because I really want to be able to express what an achievement this was, how hard I worked on this. Because, as you can imagine, I lost like 20 to 30 games in the process. Because I remember that last Shogi stream I did, I think it was the last, I played so many games. I had no trouble beating level 1 computer because it's done by Fairy Stockfish, but then this stronger AI that plays Shogi that starts with a Y. Well, it's crazy. Yeah, I'm going to turn off my camera now. You don't need to see me. Instead, I want you to focus on the board as I go through and I explain what happened here. Because this was a fabulous game. It's the first ever time I beat level 2 computer. We're going to go back to the beginning here. So, I came up with my castle, guys. I came up with my own castle. It's not very strong, mind you, but it's quick. So watch this. Look at these three moves here. I moved the silver general there, the gold general there, and they're trying to advance the rook pawn for the weak square. But because of where I move my gold general, that pawn just captures that pawn, and then when the rook takes, I just drop the pawn back there, and the rook has to retreat. And that happens a lot. That happens so many times in this game and in the other games. So then what I started doing is I started trying to do the climbing silver technique. The climbing silver technique where you have a silver general, but I got attacked by this bishop. So I decided to attack that bishop with my silver general. Then I started trying to advance my pawns, and I just went after the bishop there. And then look what happened. I got really, really lucky here because what happened is the rook just decided to capture my silver general. I can't believe that it did that. Now keep in mind, this is a level 2 computer. This is a lower level of Yanira OU. I'm not sure how you say it. I'm sure it's Japanese, whatever it means. But the level 2 CPU, actually the rook took my silver general. So then I gained a rook that I'm allowed to drop because that's how it works. Shogi is crazy house chess with a few new pieces. That's what Shogi is. So I'm catching on to the game, as you see. So then, of course, the bishop captures back, and it's threatening my previous rook that I already had. So then what I did is I tried to retreat it and defend the lance. But that didn't work because then they just dropped the silver general there. So then I decided to just move it back, that rook over here, because I wanted it in line with the king. So they captured my lance, and I was very sad about that. But then I started trying to get this bishop active, and there was nothing I could do at this point to stop them. I didn't have the pieces to stop them from capturing the lance and the knight. But then I used my bishop, and then they tried to use that lance. They used my own lance against me, but I dropped a pawn in the way. That's what I did. I just simply dropped the pawn, and everything worked out. Because then they tried to drop a pawn there, but I just captured it. And then they captured that pawn, and then I captured the lance. And then they captured that pawn. I think that was a pawn. Yeah, they just captured the pawn. Then I had to put the king in check, of course. When all else fails, put the king in check, whether you're playing chess or shogi. Okay, and then I captured that general back, and of course the bishop was still after my rook. So what I tried to do was I tried to stall for time, and it worked. So I dropped the lance there so that I could capture that gold general. My plan worked. I got the gold general. And then they dropped a gold general there, so I'm like, well, my rook's about to get killed anyway, so let's just use it to grab that gold general. And then they tried to drop a lance there, so what did I do? I just dropped another pawn in the way. That's a common strategy in shogi. They capture it. Then my bishop promotes right here as it captures back the lance. And you see at this point, I had the advantage. And I kept the advantage. That's what's great about this game, is that I had a promoted bishop and a promoted pawn that had gold general powers. So then they dropped a pawn there. Okay, I'll just capture that with a rook. And I don't know why the CPU didn't just capture my rook with that bishop at this point, but they didn't do it. So instead, I dropped a silver general here, and then when they capture my silver with their silver, then move the pawn and capture it back. Then the king I knew was weak at this point. They didn't have enough pieces to defend it. So then I dropped the rook, the extra rook right there, so I can fork with the bishop. The king moves, and then I capture that annoying bishop. My rook promotes, and at this point in the game, I have almost all the pieces and I'm all powerful. I'm unstoppable at this point. They tried a few attempts, but I just kept capturing pieces they dropped because they weren't very smart about it. And here, the level 2 CPU was so strong before I couldn't beat it, but now I just capture everything that they threw at me. And they had soon here they were trying to capture my knight there, but all I did was drop a bishop, put the king in check. They dropped that, I captured that. The king moves, I don't know why it moved. And at this point, I probably could have checkmated sooner, but I was having a little bit of fun because I had like all the pieces. In fact, if I had dropped a gold general there, it would have been checkmate back then. Instead, there's just a few more moves as I got all excited. And then there it was, checkmate. I did it. I checkmated, man, I checkmated level 2, Yanura OU. Oh, wow. That was so cool. It was the perfect shogi game. It was absolutely perfect. And the thing is, I really would like to do a longer shogi stream, but I am tired. I'm also sick, and I have been working on schoolwork. I took a break from school to do a little bit of shogi because it's very relaxing. I must be autistic, of course, because for that I find a complex game like this relaxing says a lot about me. But yeah, I'm just very happy about the way this game turned out. So I beat level 2 a computer on liveshogi.org. And here's what I think, besides the fact that I was able to chase away the bishop and get the rook and all that, what I want to show you one more time before I end the stream, I want us to go back to the beginning. And the silver general moves there, the gold general moves there. And of course, all this other stuff happened. But let's go back to right here. This setup is actually perfect. I know it's only 2 moves, but you might wonder, why is this setup so special? Well, for one thing, it's kind of immune to drops, because if you look at this, you know, all this stuff happened. I won the game, but see, if they had tried to drop something here, the lance captures it. If they try to drop something here, any of these 3 pieces can capture it. If they drop something here, here, or here, the king captures. Plus, this gold general guards all these. And so at this point, this silver general, since it didn't protect anything, then the silver general was naturally the piece that I wanted to move out. Because I've listened to some videos about the climbing silver strategy, and it makes sense, but I just got really lucky the way that bishop. Let's have one more look at that. That bishop came out, and then my silver general moved there because my knight protects it. And then the bishop actually retreated. And if you look at this situation, what actually happened is the computer just captured that silver general. Now, a level 8 stockfish would not have done that, I'm guessing, but the level 2 does, and that's why I was able to beat it. Because then I had the rook, and the rook being the most powerful piece in shogi, because there is no queen in shogi like there is in Western chess. Once you have an extra rook, you do have an advantage. But it was holding on to that advantage that was what helped me win the game. So I went from the beginning all the way to the end, and a final checkmate. I am so proud of my progress. I have learned a strategy, and you can bet I'm going to highlight this, and I'm going to keep this video. So if I ever forget how I beat the level 2 computer, then I can just remind myself with the video. That's the idea. So, and also, the link to this particular game is right here. So let me just copy paste that link there, and I'm going to put this in the chat. So, I'm getting better at shogi, and I'm very happy about that because shogi is so similar to chess, and I love this game. I love shogi as much as I do other chess games. It's a lot like Crazy House. So anyway, that's all I have for this stream. Thank you for watching, and I hope this strategy that I use helps somebody else also win some more Shogi games. Please let me know in the comments if it does.